I guess it got a lot of press about possibly trying to sign Tupac and how you were very close to signing him before he ended up going with Suge and Death Row. Is there any way you could speak on the interactions you had with Tupac when he was in jail, and what led to
Yes.
you trying to get him?
Yeah. No, the reason I wanted to get him is because I know he was a super talented and artist. I had planned on going there a week after Suge had signed him. I didn't know Suge schedule of going. He didn't know mine,
Hmm.
but he beat me to it. But I definitely wanted to be in the Tupac business and feel like if I would have, he would be with us today.
Right. Okay. Did you have conversations with him about possibly bringing him to Rap a Lot, or it didn't get that far yet?
No, no, I hadn't had no conversation with Pac. I used to come up say with Geronimo Pratt
Okay.
a lot. Yeah,
Okay. Let's see. And this is skipping around a little bit, but Scarface and Tupac ended up doing the song "Smile" in '96. It was on the greatest hits, and then you guys remixed it and actually made it a Scarface single, which actually blew up pretty big. Can you tell us about if you were present when Scarface and him did that out in L.A., or if you had any interactions with Tupac once he did get out of jail?
yeah, definitely. I was actually at Death Row with Tupac like a week before he got killed, and I left the studio headed to Houston, and he wanted me to hang out and go out with him that night, but I couldn't because my father had just made it home, and I was excited to get home to visit him. But yeah, that was my last interaction with
Okay.
Pop.
Okay. From the interactions that you did have with him, and being, a person with the experience that you have of running a label and dealing with artists, would you, in your own opinion, would you say that Tupac seemed happy at the time that you saw him, as far as with his label situation, or because there's always speculation of was he gonna leave Death Row or was he gonna stay? I'm curious to get your insight and your thoughts on how you feel that could have gone had the Las Vegas thing not taken place.
Yeah, I don't really know. I can't voice opinion about that one way or another. When I saw him that night, he didn't have no stale look on his face or
Hmm.
no unhappiness about his situation. You know what I mean? So, I don't know anything about him planning on leaving, if he was gonna leave, or any of that.
Okay. All right. I believe I know it was after Suge got out of jail, but I had heard also before Suge went to jail that you guys were discussing trying to set up a distribution company. Number one, is that true? And number two, can you kind of elaborate on what some of the tossed around ideas would be for that for the distribution company that you guys were talking about?
Yeah, that was gonna be a first black-owned distribution company where we wanted to extend, the invitation to a lot of future upcoming artists. And myself, Suge, and Eric Gotti was contemplating uh, making that move. And you know, I don't know if it was a coincidence. I don't believe it was a coincidence, but it seemed simultaneously all of us was hit by the feds
Hmm.
uh, almost at the same time.
Right. Okay. Um, Somebody wants to know if you can elaborate. You touched on your book about the last time you saw Biggie and Puffy. They were in Las Vegas, or I'm sorry, they were in Los Angeles, and you thought to yourself that they probably shouldn't be out there for their own safety, and that you had contemplated telling them that they probably shouldn't be out there, but you didn't. Can you talk a little bit about when the last time you saw Biggie and kind of having that revelation that, you know what, I don't know if these guys should be out here right now.
Yeah, no, no. What happened was I was on my way. I was out in L.A. because Scarface was working on his album. And I was leaving LA when I heard that Puffy and Biggie was doing their video. So I turned my bus around and went on the set where they were shooting the video and, you know, told Puffy I didn't feel that it was a good idea for him to be out there. You know what I mean? I had been hearing things on the streets, so
Right.
I went to the homie and kind of wanted to wake him up on my opinion of different things. And then I left him and went to the bus with Biggie to enlighten him the same way, because, you know, I understood that they wasn't welcome.
Right.
You know what I mean? Meaning it wasn't that long and people hadn't got over the Tupac situation and was feeling like, you know, they was involved to a certain extent. So
For sure.
I went and put him on notice, and, you know, I took it home.
Okay. And how did they react when you were kind of telling them like, hey, it might not be the best timing for you right now? Did they just kind of blow it off, or you think they really took it in?
I don't think they blew it off, but I don't think they fully understood the depth of the seriousness where I was concerned. You know, I call, you know, certain understanding of where the streets are concerned could be surface deep. You know what I mean? And it'd be surface deep to those that don't understand how deep it really goes.
Right.
And I think they got caught up in a surface deep understanding of the possibilities and the way the streets of LA operate and work. And, you know, the ending results wasn't good.
Right. Okay. You mentioned how you had seen and hung out with Pac a little bit right before he passed. Can you talk a little bit about the night that you heard about him getting shot in Vegas, like where you were, how you heard about it, and kind of what your first reaction was when you heard it? What happened with Suge and Tupac?
Oh man, I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
I don't recall exactly where I was, but when I heard about it, you know, I was heartbroken about the hit, and then, you know, it got worse to hear that he didn't make it.
Right.
So yeah, it was a sad day.